Okay guys, we are back today with the Focus for a quick little spring update. Pretty much I've been daily driving it for about the past month or so, and yeah, before then, as you all know, it was in winter storage. Drove the Fusion all through winter, which was a great car. Pretty much ended up selling it yesterday. Now I have a farewell video on that explaining more as to why I'm getting rid of it. Basically, after that little accident I got into, insurance really went up quite a bit and it just was not justifiable. So anyways, I sold it, made a little bit of money on it, believe it or not, and free and clear of the Fusion now. And so we have this. The Focus is going to be my new daily driver for now, until we see what we get in the future. But anyways, like I said, I've been driving it the past month and I put roughly a little over 2,000 miles on it. I took it back to Pennsylvania about 2 weeks ago and it did great. Got about, I don't know, 25 to 30 miles a gallon. It's honestly a really comfortable car to take on the freeway. Now, I did have to do some modifications to the driver's seat, but we'll get to that once we get inside. But overall, it's just a really smooth running vehicle, and it has given me almost 10,000 miles of trouble-free driving. So I've just done routine maintenance and tune-ups and stuff like that, as you would to an older car. So I detailed it over the weekend and it still has stayed pretty clean. So what I pretty much did was I clay barred it again and waxed it, as I was literally doing all winter long. I was never really away from the car. I was always doing something to it. So as you can see, the paint is pretty much flawless on the car. Now, as I'm doing more highway driving, I definitely am getting some more rock chips, which is, to be expected. I'm not too upset about it. It's definitely not a newer car, so I'm not too worried about that. Also got new headlights. I bought these from my buddy. He has like a 60,000 original mile SVT Focus, and he's just done a bunch of stuff to it. Anyways, he had these laying around, so I bought these from him and got the grill. It's like a 60,000 mile original grill. All the tabs, well, one of the tabs is broken, but a lot of the other SVT grills out there, all the tabs are broken. So that's in there and it's not going to fall out. So front end's pretty much complete, minus the SVT front bumper I still have yet to get. But excuse this motorcycle here. I'm on the main road, so quite a bit of road noise. So anyways, coming down to the wheels and tires, as you can see, I got new slotted and cross-drilled rotors. They're really not a whole lot more. I mean, I think they're honestly the same price as not just regular ones. I think these look cooler behind the wheel, and they do serve somewhat of a function. I'm really not gonna unlock the full potential of high performance brakes because they're really not. Pads are ceramic, carbon ceramic, so they're pretty much virtually no brake dust. As you can see down here, it's very little, as you can see the finger mark, but that's maybe 3 days on this current detail and it's done great. Meguiar's has a new tire shine out. I don't know the exact name, but it's awesome. The tires are still really shiny and they look awesome. And I also painted the calipers blue, as you can see. I wasn't gonna do that, but I just figured why not, honestly. They were gonna be silver or black, but why not make them blue? They really do pop and they don't look as bad as some of you would think. I'm not a person for flashy, tacky things like this, but this definitely isn't flashy or tacky if you ask me. Coming to the rear, also had the brakes in the rear done. I had to get these done at a shop because back brakes are a bit more trickier than the fronts. I did the fronts in like a half hour. But the rears, I had those done somewhere else, and same thing for the rear, same brake pads for the rear. And they, as you can see, they're not dirty brakes, so that's awesome. And the Michelin tires have around 5,000 miles on them. I'd say maybe 80% tread life left. They're not an economy tire. They're more performance. But anyways, they're great tires. They handle great and they're quiet, and I couldn't ask more for a tire. Coming to the rear, not a whole lot has changed. Do have the Sirius satellite radio antenna right here. Satellite radio works awesome just because the antennas on a lot of these Focuses, if you guys know your stuff, don't really work that great. So anyways, the Sirius works awesome. And coming along to the side, everything else is pretty much the same. I have the side skirts I'm gonna put on when those get painted. The bumpers should be done, I think. I just have to make a time to go out and get it. So yeah, that's about it for the exterior of the vehicle. So we'll go over to the inside and check it out. Now, it is in daily driver mode because this is my main vehicle now, so it isn't totally perfect. But anyways, coming over to the interior, as I said, I would explain to the driver's seat, the lumbar, a lot of these right here, they do come off and they become stripped over time. And I went to twist it a few weeks ago and it popped off. I actually heard it snap, so that's not fixable. So basically what I did was I bought a grandma pillow for this, and it actually is, it's more comfortable for me to drive, and I don't care how it looks. If it's gonna make my driving experience more comfortable, I'm all for it. These seats definitely aren't the best for long road trips, so that right there made it better. Otherwise, it's not really aging a whole lot. I mean, this car really is in good condition. Coming over to the interior, we'll start it up. So, car, everything else on the interior, pretty much the same since last year. Not a whole lot has changed other than the fact that I got new door speakers. They are, I totally forgot the name of the door speakers. I think they are, they're not Clarion speakers. Anyways, I'll put them in the comments if I ever do remember them. Anyways, they're big speakers. The back of the speakers are actually big. As you can see, it ripped my tint right here, and I'm really not going to do nothing about it. It is what it is. It's not like there's a big gash in it, but it ended up tearing the tint. It's just because it's so big. And also, the back windows don't go down all the way just because, again, they're big speakers. So, yeah. And I think these connections on the windows don't work properly because when I hit the switch, the window sometimes works, sometimes it doesn't. But when I hit this switch, it always works. So, the connectors, something's loose or just not getting connection. Headlights, fog lights, horn is somewhat working. It got water in it, I replaced it, and it got water in it, and now it's just back to where we were in the first stage. So it just kind of sounds like a wimpy clown horn. So whatever. Gearbox it's a pretty good transmission. No real complaints. Clutch is a very easy clutch to drive. I honestly think anyone can get in one of these and just drive it. It's definitely an easy clutch to drive. It's nothing challenging at all, and I promise that. But anyways, passenger seat, it's holding up great. Not a whole lot of wear. I mean, I do wipe down the interior at least once a week. Now that it's in daily mode, I'm gonna wipe it down at least once a week, like I said. But yeah, other than that, we'll pop the hood down here. Moonroof is a pretty nice little option. I do enjoy that. Coming down to the rear, I also forgot to mention, I got the exhaust quiet again. If you remember from the last video, it was pretty loud, pretty raspy for almost the whole time I've owned the car. It basically has a full SVT exhaust now, quote unquote. You can see down there the center resonator. It doesn't really sound like an SVT. It just makes a little bit of a crackle when you downshift, but I just wanted it quiet again, and honestly didn't care whether it was sounded stock or not stock, or stock Focus versus stock SVT. Believe it or not, I really don't love the SVT Focus. I love the parts that they add on there, but I'm not a fan of the drivetrains. LED trunk lights still work. I'm just waiting for the day these don't work anymore. But anyways, yeah, coming to the trunk, as you can see, it definitely has some things back here. At one point, I think last week or something, I had some sort of like kidneys. I don't know. But it's just a big trunk. It's a wagon, station wagon. Underneath all these Arizona iced teas, we will see a full-size spare. I don't know if that was there last year, but there it is. On a Goodyear insurance tire. That's just good to have in case, you know, you get a flat tire. You don't want to drive on a donut on long road trips, because that's what this thing's going to be doing a lot, is long road trips. So yeah, coming on, check out the back seat, and it's locked. Go fuck. So we'll check under the hood. We're just gonna skip the back seat because there's nothing too special back there. You can see front end. Did a little bit of a engine detail over the weekend when I cleaned the car, just to keep it from getting too dusty. I'm just gonna try to wipe it down so it doesn't get too dirty. Don't want to get behind on that. But anyway, she's ticking away. She's running all right. Timing belt, probably eventually. Like to see the status on that. I don't really know how it is. But yeah, guys, any questions, drop them down below. As usual, thank you for watching, and we will talk to you all later.